morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is in the cosmos, whenever this is finding you there. Welcome to Kaichi Alchemy. You can call me Kachi. This is a space of love, y'all. Welcome or welcome back. I want to thank y'all for showing up. Thank you for co-creating community with us. Thank you for the likes and the shares and the subscribes and the comments and the engagement and the things, all of the things. Yesterday I wanted to get on and live stream for y'all. And I was having one of those experiences where it's like you have so many downloads and things coming in that are just like sitting there on the back of your tongue waiting to be expressed, but for whatever reason they're struggling to like come through. And I've just been so incredibly exhausted over the last couple of days and overwhelmed in certain ways. And I felt like really a big part of this message right now that is coming through is about like needing to fill up your own gas tank and like needing to create the proper container and not just knowing what you need to do and like pushing forward in it, but also focusing on like alignment and fueling, like having your needs met, making sure you have your needs met first before you like give to the world, because otherwise it might cause more harm than good sometimes. Honestly. And so to trust that, to be quiet and still and hold back when you need to, and to rush forward and to push yourself and all of that when you need to. It's a balance you have to find. It's not a simple black and white kind of thing. But I was wondering, like, what is it for this collective that they need to fuel their gas tank, so to speak? So I've already pulled a Sacred Sites Oracle card for this collective today that I'm channeling for. And the card that came out for y'all was Denali, which is located in the US. And I'm going to read this guidebook section here. The energy focus for Denali is inclusion. So I asked, like, what are the needs that you have that need to be met in order for you to show up and serve your community fully at the highest level? 333. Location, Alaska. Okay, so lower world past position. Have you ever been left out in the cold to fend for yourself? It's time to call on Sedna, Inuit goddess of the sea, to heal the scars these experiences have left. Sedna's power animal is the walrus. Just as the creature depends on a large herd for survival, which will unite to protect an individual under attack, so you need to find a new family of spiritual people who will support you. Do not give any power to those who hurt you. Walrus teaches us to become aware of our surroundings, to avoid being gullible, yet also not to be so cautious that you push away the people who can help you. The Inukshuk symbol on the card, signifying the Karn the people of the Arctic built as a landmark, confirms your change of direction in your approach to relationships. If you see this symbol in a dream or a vision, or perhaps spot a similar arrangement in the natural or man-made world, you will know that Sedna is telling you that you are on the right path. Right, so this, what's it called? Inukshuk? Yeah, the Inukshuk symbol right here. So you might want to keep an eye out for that. That interestingly looks extraordinarily similar to a dolmen to me. maybe some significance to like the ringing cedars of Russia for some of y'all for some reason. Also Sedna, I don't know exactly what the astrological transits are that are going on or have recently gone on, but I know that Sedna has been a huge energy um, over the last couple of years, I think, because it's like a very far away planet that moves very slowly, kind of thing. And in the middle world, in the present position, it says Sedna lifts up her hands to reveal that her fingers and thumbs have been cut off by the person she once trusted most, her father. Relinquishing your role as a victim or a perpetrator and relinquish your role as a victim or a perpetrator and surrender to the hero's journey. Sedna was killed by her father. She had no choice but to die to her old way of being. As she clung to her sinking ship, her father cut off her fingers, which turned into the walruses, seals, and whales. She sank to the ocean floor, becoming immortal, the goddess of the sea, residing in the house of bones. You are now in a process of transmutation. Do you feel rejection, betrayal, fear, as Sedna did? How we learn and grow from these experiences is what matters. Sedna evolved through sacrifice and suffering, and as a result, she gifted the Inuit people the food to sustain them. When you release those who no longer serve your highest good, self-acceptance will enable you to help others as well as yourself. Okay, so it may or may not be super obvious in the moment, but in one way or another, it's like you're leaking your energy to people that are not willing and able to pour into you in the way that you need, in the ways that you need, right? There's a whole lot about the ocean and like sea creatures, family, the moon, emotion. It's like you have experiences in your past that color the way that you move forward. And it's like if you've had these betrayal experiences, you may sometimes create blockages and distance with people and situations that are not actually a potential betrayal energy for you, but it's just like the way that your brain is wired now, because betrayal trauma rewires your brain physiologically. And a lot of people think that that's something that can't be changed, but we used to think that brain cells, you have so many, you kill them and then that's it and you don't have any more. And we know now that that's not true. We know about neuroplasticity. We know that we can regenerate our brain cells. We know that we can regenerate our minds. So just because the current thought process about something is one way doesn't mean that's necessarily the truth. And so I want to let everybody in this particular collective know that if you have experienced some type of betrayal trauma with your father, with your family, with anybody for that matter, you may be told by some people that this like defines who you are and that there's nothing you can really do about it necessarily. And for a lot of y'all, that's not true. There are things that you can do to rewire. There are things that you can do to make this pattern ease and lessen, and that's kind of what we're getting into today, right? Because you want to be able to open yourself up to inclusion, to finding a place where you belong. Okay. Upper world potential. From the depths of the ocean, you rise to climb Denali, commonly known as Mount McKinley, meaning the high one. This is an extremely sacred mountain. Look up to the sky on the card and see the rare bowhead whale reminding you of what you feel you are in danger of losing right now, a grip on your life. You are called to move through emotional resistance to a higher awareness, The whale can facilitate emotional clarity and help you to understand on a profound level what has caused this feeling of imminent loss in your life. This is the land of the midnight sun, of the aurora borealis or northern lights. Know that when you are ready to show your true colors and light up the sky, you will not be cast out as you were in the past, but instead embraced and included. How do we access that neuroplasticity? How do we change our minds? Literally. After betrayal trauma or whatever this energy is that caused a switch up in the way that you approach the world. Courage, acts of courage, acts of naivety and stupidity in the words and the minds of a lot of people, right? And that is why not everybody believes and sees that you can shift and change your mind in this way, because they aren't willing or able to take those acts of courage. But that is the advice that you're being asked to make right now, is to take kind of cautious steps, but also stretching yourself a little bit, doing something that seems kind of a little dumb based off of your past experiences, knowing that your past does not equal your future. So if you take that chance when it seems totally inconsistent with your past experiences, with the patterns and the understanding that you have of the world, and then that turns out a way you didn't expect, that is the only way that you can heal from betrayal trauma, that you can move forward from these things that seem to define your life, that seem to keep you isolated, that seem to keep you repeating the same patterns and experiencing the same pains. So you might be afraid of experiencing those same pains and you want to protect yourself. But the way you actually protect yourself right now is finding this inclusion, finding this soul tribe energy, which requires acts of courage, getting out of your comfort zone, doing things that don't make sense in the context of what you've experienced in the past. Okay, so there's a ritual for healing here. Imagine standing on the seashore at midnight, the stars and moon above casting light like a crystal chandelier onto the water and all around you. As you look across the still ocean, you see a moonlit figure rising slowly out of the water. Sedna calls out to you, and you swim to her. You melt in her compassionate gaze, and together you sink together below the surface. As you let Sedna hold you, receive her healing energy into your heart and allow it to cleanse you of any negativity and pain. She points upward, where an iridescent display of greens, reds, and purples dances across the dark sky. You float through the reflection of the colorful lights, immersed in a watery rainbow. Inhale the colors, allow them to wash through you and be re-energized. Then, with a wave to the goddess, float gently back to the shore. Sit and gaze upon the water, noticing that you are smiling and feeling totally at peace with yourself. Sedna left a boat where she was not safe, and her father cut off her fingers, and she experienced betrayal, and she was like abandoned and cast away into the sea, into the unknown, into the darkness. And in that darkness is when she found this support. And when she had this experience of rewiring her mind and knowing that more is possible, and that there are beautiful things in the world, and that what she has experienced, though horrible and ridiculous, it does not define all of reality. It does not negate the beauty and the connection. And she was cast out into the darkness, into the unknown. Into an environment she didn't understand, that she didn't have experience with. And in that darkness, in that unknown, in that space that she did not have experience with that energy, that's where she was proven wrong, and she found the light, literally, and the connection, literally, after she decided to, well, after she was forced to move away from this betrayal energy, right? And I pulled some clarifiers here. Protection. You are protected. You're protected in a general sense by your spirit team, but it's a co-creation, right? You work with them. Cut off. Let go of what no longer serves you. So you may be cut off or rejected or betrayed by some energy that no longer serves you. And it's kind of like they treated you like you no longer serve them. But maybe that's a reflection. Maybe they're teaching you something that you need to learn how to do. Maybe they're showing you the truth there. So as you receive this protection that empowers you to cut things off that no longer serve you, that's inevitably, immediately going to push you into packing up and going and traveling into new energy, new space, right? While you're doing that, you want to pay attention to red flags because you are in the unknown, right? It's not a bad idea to pay attention to red flags, but you don't want to be so overthinking, overanalyzing, projecting all of your past hurts and betrayals and trauma onto what you're currently experiencing as you move through the unknown. And here it says in the distance, closer than you think. I was getting that, the mirror on the car where it says objects may be closer than they appear. There's like a distortion. There's a mirror that causes distortion. It's the lens of your past experiences that cause distortion. So there's something close to you, but it looks far away while you're traveling through the unknown. A loyal friend, a wise, supportive person, inclusion, soul family. What they say? A new family of spiritual people who will support you. I like that. Okay. Yeah. So keep an eye on red flags, but also keep in mind that this loyal friend energy is actually closer than it appears as you're analyzing these red flags. So the red flags may be distorted to some degree, but don't blind yourself. Sometimes people have had so many bad experiences and they just want something good to happen, and so they'll just do this denial, toxic positivity thing, just it has to be what I need it to be, and that can cause its own problems. So we want to find the balance, right? But keep moving through the unknown, keep protecting yourself from the things that no longer serve you. keep moving towards these loyal friends, these wise, supportive people, this family of new family of spiritual people who will support you, right? And you're going to make some sort of decision in that process. It's kind of like a left turn, a detour, or just, by the nature of engaging in this process, that is a detour, just choosing to travel and move on and put yourself in a new environment and a new energy. Like, inevitably, no matter what you do, there's going to be, your life is a detour right now. There may be some significant event as well, though, that takes you from this energy of like moving through the unknown, seeing this loyal friend energy in the distance, but it's closer than you think. And then there's like a moment or an event that brings in this rebirth energy, this rush of excitement, this full energy, this new creation, something new. Man, why is it? Why is it that your energy... Oh, remember how we were talking about how you may lack the energy to take what you have to offer internally and like translate it into the world? This detour is what's going to give you that energy. This is how you need to pour back into yourself. And you may be like, how do I pour back into myself? By seeking other people to pour into me. And that's not really what I'm getting. But people will pour into you. I'm just saying, Spirit, what am I saying? Why does this collective need the energy of other people in their lives in order to like regain and rebalance their energy and make things sustainable so that they can serve their community? Oops. That was the red flag card that I just accidentally flipped away. Get out of here! Can I get one more card on this? Detour, energy, change of course, rush of excitement in the near future. In relation to this Denali energy, in relation to this inclusion energy, in relation to this soul tribe, soul family energy. Please and thank you, thank you, thank you. You may be feeling a little bit ungrounded throughout this process. There's like no earth cards at all on the table here. 1414 may be significant. There's also progression here. It's a number 1, a number 12, 14, 14. So things are increasing. It could be, to the positive and the negative, but in either case, good things are growing. That's good, right? Ace of Feathers, Saul's conversion. He fell to the ground and heard a voice say to him, Saul, why do you persecute me? Ace of Feathers. Saul, why do you persecute me? Yeah, you were shooketh. by the things you experienced in your past. You had to have a wake-up call. Protection. Yeah. You were deep in that darkness, and, God sent you a message. Said, come on now. Let's make things happen. It's time. Knight of Candles, Joshua, leader of faith. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Knight of Candles. This is Sagittarius energy. Maybe significant. Knight of Candles. And it's fire. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. You need assistance or like connection, inclusion. You need other people to pour into you because you were giving your energy to other people. You were connecting with other people. But it was in this like one-sided way where it was draining all your energy, so you didn't have anything left to pour into your community. The inclusion, the connection, it wasn't feeding you. It was draining you. So you had to be like, it's just me and God. And that's better than being drained. And I'm being encouraged that, in the future, if I have faith and I'm willing to take this space and set these boundaries and engage in this protection and this cutoff, that you will be alerted of red flags, like you will be protected, you will be safe. If you pack up and go, if you choose to pack up and to go. So you received a message from God. It was like a kick in the butt. And you got moving. And you did it alone. So yes, you do need people. You're learning to accept that. You're learning to embrace that. You're learning to move forward with that knowing. But paradoxically, the way that you learn that you need that and the way that you learn how to move towards that is through isolation and avoidance, through rejection, through taking space. You had to do one before you could do the other. You had to make space for something new. You had to recognize where there wasn't the energy of inclusion, whether or not that was that, public story about it, in order to create space for that true inclusion, for that new soul family of spiritual people. Was that what they said? Air to fire to water. Air to fire to water. Descending. Air to fire to water. And then fire again. See, we're going down. We're slowing down before we can speed up. We're pulling the Sagittarius energy, right? We're pulling the bow back. Where are we shooting it? King of Chalices. That's where we're shooting it. King of Chalices, Nehemiah rebuilding Jerusalem. Come, Let us rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, and we will no longer be in disgrace. Nehemiah 2:17. Rebuild the wall. What happened to the walls of Jerusalem? Can I remember? I mean, this is King of Cups energy, which makes sense. Loyal friend, right? In the distance, closer than you think. Rebuild the wall. Here, can I get a clarifier on this? I feel like there's something missing here. Spirit, what is this King of Chalices? What is this loyal friend? The star? Star of Bethlehem? Aquarius energy. Hope, healing. Leo Aquarius axis. It's the north and the south node right now. They may be in the public eye in some way. Ah, okay. Yes. A star is in the distance. It's very far away. A star is very far away, but at the same time, we're connected visually, we're connected energetically, and you may have this kind of feeling that this person is like almost out of your league or something. Like, because you're unfamiliar with this energy. So high above me, she's so lovely. I don't know the rest of that song. I might post it. Lyrics may be significant to you. But you're gonna meet someone or someones who are like inspiring to you, motivating to you. These three guys pick up and like trek, put a lot of effort into moving towards this star. And it's closer than you think because it's coming towards you. It's coming right at you, right? The Star of Bethlehem. Whether you think it's like literally Jesus and it's very far and then he comes into physical form, or whether that's more of like just an esoteric, energetic process where like a baby is born of the energy of a star, right? It's like you see their public persona, socially, career-wise. Maybe there's some type of like influencer or leader, healer. But that's all like, that's what you see of them in the beginning. And so there's a part of them that you're missing. And while you're going through this process, you need to hold your ground. Remember, you're stronger. It's not what it looks like, remember? Closer than you think. Things in the mirror are closer than they appear. David and Goliath, like this looks like not the situation that it is, right? This looks like a big, scary, dangerous guy. This seems like a little kid, a little small man, little guy. And there's something missing here. There's something under the surface being misinterpreted. It was David's strength, faith, like psycho-spiritual, emotional strength and will that allowed him to defeat Goliath against all odds, right? So there's something in this person that you don't see clearly. Because inside his heart, inside her heart, inside their hearts, or maybe even like at the center of this community as opposed to the publicly known image of this community. Community of healers. In their hearts, they're wise, supportive, emotionally intelligent, emotionally attuned, emotionally connected energy. You don't see that clearly yet because you're learning to connect with your emotions. You had to get really like hyper independent in order to enact this protection, this cutoff, this travel. You had to remember to stay vigilant about red flags. And that was necessary, but you may have overcorrected and need to regain this balance. And as you regain this balance within yourself, you'll be better and better and better able. It'll become clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. You'll see things with less distortion. The more you come into this energy of the people that you are wanting and needing to attract. Emotionally connected, overflowing energetically with like love and resources and expression, and they're able to serve their community, right? The star, that's a community leader. Because of their emotional fluency. And in the future, we have King of Candles. I have been with you wherever you have gone, and I have cut off all your enemies from before you. Now I will make your name great, like the names of the greatest men on earth. Ah. Is David from David and Goliath the same David as King David? Let me know if you are aware. But you need to hold your ground. You do need to hold your ground for now. And as you move through this firewalk, as you move through this test of faith, as you allow God to cut off all your enemies from before you through exposure, through revelation internally for you, inspiring revelation internally for you about the situations and the behaviors and the energies around you and what needs to happen there. And as you move through this hard thing with faith and patience, now I will make your name great, like the names of the greatest men on earth. Once you learn about what this energy is that you're looking for, you learn to interact with it, embody it more and more and more, You'll be able to attract that into your life. You'll be able to become that. You'll be able to become like the people that you most need and want and respect in the world. And you have to learn how to become that before you can connect and like fully anchor that in with people that are already there. Because people that have this kind of stability, they're not going to mess around. They might be kind, you know, to some degree, but they're not going to mess around and get too close to energies that they know are going to knock them off, because they've mastered this cut off, red flags, discernment, balance thing. And they're not going to let you knock them off of that. They know the value of it. They've been through it. And that's why you'll value each other, and that's why you'll be so tight. But you have to develop a little bit of an understanding of how that process looks and how hard it is and what it is you're looking for and need and want and are inspired by. And the more you process that and look into that and start to embody that and move towards that, the more that you'll develop this connection and this trust with these energies that you're trying to bring more into your life. And you'll feed into each other in that way. They'll only allow it to happen in that way. But once it begins, you can have that reciprocity and that give and that take in a new way. And it will heal your heart. And it will fill you with new energy. King of Candles, King of Wands. Inspiration, new energy to go a new way. I hope that made sense and resonated with whoever it was meant to reach. And I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for showing up and pouring into this space in the ways that you do. I sure do appreciate it. What am I going to use today? Love, light, peace, and personal responsibility. I will see